If you're looking for a space for inspiration, for community, and you're on your journey to your most authentic self, you've come to the right place. Because I am too. Let's do it together. Hey StandTaller. Where did that come from? If you're familiar with our page on social media, or if you're not, that's okay too, but do check us out at StandTall Jeans Official on Instagram and all other platforms. We have a denim line for tall women, and it's a denim line that addresses a gap that clearly exists in the fashion industry. I am 5'11", and I had a hard time finding jeans that worked for me. One, I got curves a little bit. Two, I got legs for days, right? And in my shopping experience, it was very frustrating in the past. I would go to the malls and try on jeans, and the longest that was in or is in existence now is about 35 inches in inseam. I need a little bit more inches. And so I set out to do something about it. And I'll talk about my story to get in there a little down the line. So anyway, I decided to do something about it. And I started the brand called StandTall Jeans Official. And this brand addresses that need categorically. We have 2 styles, 3 inseams, and 3 colorways. Our inseams run from 36, 37, and 38, and this clearly addresses that gap. That's what the brand is about. So when I launched the brand, it's been about a year and a half now. I knew that I had to do a lot of speaking in talking about the brand and getting our name out there. And a lot of that had to do with talking online and cringe. You're someone that I'm an extrovert kind of person. It's a little 50-50, but it was a little daunting at first. And because it felt like I was speaking into a dark hole out there. Hey, can anyone hear me? And it was a little stressful. So the way it worked in my mind, how I could fix that for me was to give the dark space in the camera a name. And I needed it to match to the brand name. So the brand is called StandTall Jeans, and my girls are StandTallers. It worked out, right? I thought, that's cool. So, hey StandTaller, how you doing, girl? And that's how that came about. So on the brand page, of course, we do all things denim, and that's really fun. That's my bread and butter. I love that. However, I wanted another outlet to express other things that I was experiencing and other things that I'm going through, and just to share that and build and find community to grow with, right? And so I decided to create this page for that, right? So that's one of our things on the page. It's primarily for community and to inspire us all, because really we are all on a journey, one way or another, some further along than the other. Telling our stories and sharing in our journeys help us do this life thing together. And that's kind of what I'm about. So there are different facets to all of us. We are not any one thing. Oh my God. I just remembered this story years ago, and I'll get into this a little bit more. I'm a corporate girly, a former corporate girly, and now entrepreneur. And in that world, I was doing what I was doing in banking and treasury service, and that was fun. I had a blast because I was skilled at it, and I did it well. Now, what I started to grow and evolve as not just in my career, but as a human, and I wanted more than what I was doing at the time. And I didn't think that there was any way I could do it without jeopardizing the image that I'd built up for myself in this world. How can these two worlds collide, where I had this creative outlet and I had this really serious career? I didn't want them both to clash, but I wanted them to coexist. How do I make that happen? Oh my gosh. It still is a journey. Don't get me wrong, because everything is happening in real time, right? So I didn't, because I would feel like I was going to confuse people if I start doing this creative thing here. And oh my God, will LinkedIn be confused? Will social media be confused? Can I be this and can I be that at the same time? And the answer that I came to find was a resounding yes, you can be this and that, because we have so many facets to ourselves. We are such multifaceted humans that there is no way you can box up one part of yourself and let the other part flourish. You will be frustrated. I've experienced that. And so I decided to let it all fly, let it all hang out. No, I decided to just be and exist in this space that I'm in today. And I'm still on that journey, but it's so exciting that I wanted to share. right? And so, yes, I used to be in the corporate world doing banking and treasury service. I had a blast. I don't take any part of that experience for granted. It was over 15 years plus in that world and learned a lot. And I still carry a lot of the experience that I've learned from that experience into this world. Great. Now I'm in an entrepreneurial world. It's so exciting, scary, challenging, all the things at the same time. But what is more important to me is that I'm on the journey to living a fulfilled and authentic life. Ooh, I felt that. I'm on a journey to live a fulfilling and authentic life because all the parts of me and you can coexist, and that's okay. To become our fullest, most powerful selves on this earth. I'm all about that. Let's just put that out there. So that's what this platform is about. We're going to be sharing, of course, stories and behind the scenes and product drops and stuff from the brand StandTaller Jeans. Do check it out. And we will also be and I'll also be sharing other parts of my life that I do, different things. I sing at my local church here in Fresno where I'm based, and I have an amazing husband who gets on my last nerve but is the absolute love of my life. And I have amazing sisters that, ooh, Lord have mercy. If you grew up in a house full of sisters, you know what I'm talking about. And brothers as well. I can't leave them out, but we are all these parts of ourselves that exist. And I'm on a journey to have all of these parts of me align. And I'm sure most of you are on that journey too. Let's do this together. Don't leave me out here. More than anything, I do want this channel to be very interactive. So if you have a comment, please put it down there. If there's something that you've heard that resonates with you or something you want to even talk about, we can make it even a topic of the show. No holds barred. Nothing is beyond. There are no rules to this. We have structure, but there's no rules in terms of what we can and will talk about as long as it's in line with the vision here that we're laying out, right? We will evolve together and learn together, and I think it's going to be great. I wanted to say that I can't wait to see what's on the other side, but is there another side? They say to enjoy the journey. I'm all about enjoying the journey at this point. So let's see where this goes. So that's what it's about. And this is the intro episode. It's our first inaugural episode ever. And so I want to tell you a little bit about my background, my story, and let's see what happens with that. So I said before that I'm a former corporate girly, meaning I worked in the banking world for about 15 plus years, and it was amazing. I had the best time. Even how I got that first job. Let me back up a little bit more. Like I said, my husband and we've been together about 20 plus years, and we are both Nigerians. We came into the country in, over 20 years now. And when we landed, our first job was in the Cirque du Soleil. Oh my God. The best. It was so much fun. It was a good welcome to America kind of vibe. I was loving it. I met celebrities. Well, celebrity, just one, but I'm sure multiple came. But we were ushers in the circus, and it was so much fun. We got to watch the show for free after night. So that was fun. But once we got ourselves settled in, and my first big job was working in the bank. And I literally walked into a branch of the bank that I worked at, and I said, "Can I speak with your manager?" And the guy was like, "Are you an auditor? What's going on?" I was like, well, he brought the manager, and I said, "I want a job. This is who I am." I did my whole spiel, and within weeks, I tell you, I got the job. And even after I got the job, my goal was to be a manager, and I would set little goals for myself here and there to just so I can have something to work towards and aspire. And so I was a go-getter like that, still am in a different arena, but I did that, and I just kept growing and growing in my career in the bank. And I almost was feeling like, have you ever had the feeling like this season of your life is done? I didn't see anywhere else to go from here. I didn't want to be a market head. I just wasn't inspired to go any further. And this feeling started to gnaw at me so deeply that I couldn't ignore it anymore. And so I had a meeting with my superiors at the time, and I said I needed to explore what this is. And I was even shocked at myself that I was having that conversation with them, let's be honest. But that's how strongly I honestly felt like I was taking up space in somebody else's space, right? I literally got to my desk at work and I was like, I feel like I'm in someone else's job. I need to get out of the way and let that person take their job and enjoy that blessing that it offers. And so I had to do something about it. So I took time off work and I went to Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising in San Francisco. Currently closed, but nonetheless, the best experience of my life, because it was like for the first time, I was where I needed to be. And no one could tell me no different. I loved it. I had the best time because I had a previous degree and career. I took an executive kind of diploma course. And so I was done in 18 months with a fashion design degree. Come on. I said to myself, girl, you a designer now. I was having a ball. And so, true story, I graduated within months. I launched a brand called ODS, Oniah Design Studio. And this brand was about everything and anything. Like I worked with Ankara fabric. This is like cotton fabric that was bold prints from Nigeria. I had my sister ship a whole bunch to me. And I was launching this with the skirts and the dresses and the bottoms and all the things. And think about this. I was doing it all by myself, from the sketches to the pattern making to the example, all the things. When an order comes in, I'm out there doing all the things from start to finish. And if you're a designer out there, you know what I'm talking about. When you have to do this, all the different pieces by yourself, it's a lot of work. And I burned out so quickly, I had to close it down. Was it sad? Yeah, a little bit. But more than anything, I learned from that experience. I got my little self together and I went back to work to reset, regroup, and let's see how we're going to reposition ourselves for success. And fast forward to me being in the workforce in treasury services this time, and the world was changing to the point where you could wear jeans and casual, decent looks for work. And I said to myself, I don't have a decent jeans. I don't have a decent pair of jeans to wear to work. And that was a problem. In my mind, I thought, did I do something wrong? Like, how come I can't go to a store and literally find something to wear? I remember categorically going into a store and the lady said, well, here's a size 12 or a size 12. Try it on and we can order it online. I'm like, lady, why? I would like to try the jeans on and take it home, right? And pay for it and take it home. And this was not sitting well with me. I didn't like that feeling. And so I was like, sure, whatever, I'll try it on. But the proportions there was a problem. The placements, it just wasn't right. So I would abandon it and again, leave frustrated. That was my experience, literally. And if I happened to find something that worked just by chance, maybe it was a return, and I found something that worked, I would like roll up the hem of the jeans just to make it look like fancy, style it that way, or it was an intentional situation, but it wasn't. And that bugged me a little bit. So I just kept my head down, and I believe it was in 2019, I started to focus on this problem. Let's see what can be done. And in doing the research, we barely had any brands addressing this issue. I would have one-off brands here and there, literally sprinklings that would maybe carry the long jeans or long enough jeans, but fast forward to, I'm ready to buy another pair, nothing. Wait, double check the site. This is the same place I bought it last time, isn't it? Nothing. And I was like, this isn't cool. That's when the light bulb went out or went off in my head. And I knew I had to do something about this because this was a clear problem. And I set out to address it, specifically the inseams, the length of jeans for tall women like myself. That was like my calling was calling me. And so the opportunity came up for me to transition from my role in the corporate world, and it just happened so beautifully. I cannot complain. Literally, I can't complain. When they say God is giving you hints or is it the universe? I don't want to say the universe or life. When they say life just be giving you hints, giving you hints of what you need to be doing or in the direction you need to be going. I didn't listen because I was trying to hold on to what I knew for sure, what was in front of me that I knew for sure. Even though everything in my being, everything in my body, including my health, was telling me that time was up and I needed to move on. I eventually listened. I eventually paid attention and moved on from there. And so I think I took a few months off and just woosawed, right? And then picked up the plans that had already started in 2019. I picked up the plans and literally fast tracked to launch. And in 2023, September, StandTaller Jeans went live. Boy, that was such an exciting experience. It went live and the reception, it was just from the tall community out there. It was so welcoming. It's such a good community out there of tall women who are like myself trying to figure this thing out of finding the right fashions to wear because not a lot of options are out there, right? And real life is all tall brands are not for all tall people. And that's just the reality. As much as we want to be able to address all the needs, a while, it takes a journey. It takes a minute to get there. So, but the beautiful thing is that it's being addressed and there's a light shone on it now for people to be aware that this issue exists and we're out here trying to fix it. So that's how the brand came about. And so as we grew, like I said, we're a little over a year old now. And that's such a beautiful place to be because there's so much we can build on as a brand. So StandTaller Jeans is now alive. She's now doing what she's doing. And I'm so excited, so of the baby, so proud of the brand that we've built. And I can't complain about that. So spread the word though. Tell people, all the people that are tall, that are looking for tall jeans, let them know StandTaller Jeans is out there. I digress. But more than that, there are other facets to myself that I wanted to explore. And when I started to talk about the Hey StandTaller girls and the Hey StandTaller people, when I think about StandTaller, she represents or he represents someone that is on a journey to full self. She's on a journey, or they're on a journey of realizing who they are and coming into their own and becoming, if you will, right? And so I wanted to explore that in a way because I'm on that journey myself. I am on a journey because the transitions that I've experienced in the last few years, who child, who am I in this new dispensation of self? Let's figure that out and let's be on this journey together. And that's what deeper looks like.